Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this Warcraft Rumble Arthas event guide, I'm going to show you how to take down Frozen Throne in Mythic version with Sylvanas. This is not my own comp, this is actually pawfessor's comp, and this is pretty close to being the best possible comp that you can use for this particular encounter, although of course the encounter difficulty level is brutal, so no comp guarantees fast success. Because you're going to meet a lot of stuff and a lot of difficult stuff in Frozen Throne. The main mechanic is the Banshee pair that's going to spawn from the middle every 50 seconds. At 240, 150, 100, 010 and in overtime at 020. And that is really hard. This comp is actually a little bit easier with the Banshees once you get the full gist of it, so you don't have to respond to them every time just by the second, but we'll talk about that in more detail a little bit later. Then there's two undead footmen spawn from the towers controlled by Arthas. The first one's after 15 to 20 seconds, so between 315 and 310, and then every 30-35 seconds thereafter. That's partially randomized, and because the Sylvanas comp is going to use sappers to take the towers, so you can cycle really quickly and send sappers to take towers. There's a couple of comps that do it like that. Then whatever happens to be the randomized first pair timing, then that might have an effect on your start immediately. Baron Revender summons a footman every 20 to 34 seconds, and Baron Revender itself respawns after 45 seconds if it's killed, and switches lanes every 25 seconds. Baron Revender is notoriously difficult to tank with ground minis, because it has a 400 elemental damage melee cleave attack, but it only has a 250 elemental damage single target anti-air attack. So actually this comp is going to kill Baron Revender because you're just going to tank it with die battlings. And Mythic has 4 phases and a lot of stuff is happening every phase change. There's going to be minis spawning from the middle, there's going to be defile effect on the towers, so you're going to lose towers and all minis near towers. There's going to be frost on your minis and a delayed frost explosion for 150 damage for each mini, so if many minis are together then they're all going to die. Arthas is going to cleanse poison from himself, Arthas is going to get 90% damage shield for 5 seconds, and all the map spawns are going to gain a level. At the first phase change, at 70%, Arthas is going to gain Cleave and going to gain Death Grip. And that's going to be important for the Sylvanas comp because your main damage dealer is going to be Plague Farmer, who is of course vulnerable to Death Grip. We'll talk about that one too soon. Phase 3 at 40% health, anti-air attack range is going to be increased to 9 from 7, and Phase 4 at 15% health only has that extensive list of stuff that happens with every phase change. So this is pawfessor's Sylvanas comp. The Sylvanas with the Fury talent. That's really important. You need that Fury talent. You're hardly ever going to play Sylvanas. I don't think Sylvanas is very useful in the sense of being on the board. 6 gold, baits blizzards. But Fury, all your Horde and Undead minis are going to have Fury, which means Fury Battlings, it means Fury Plague Farmers, it just means so much more damage. So you have Die Battlings with Soundbite, so that they can actually kill a whole lot of stuff around them. You're going to have Skeleton Party with Ritual of Rhyme, important that they stay put. Then there's Cheat Death, talent for that doesn't matter too much, but Vampirism is fine. Then there's going to be Plague Farmer with Splashing Pumpkins, wonderful talent and really necessary here to have enough range. And then Bat Rider with the slow talent here, so that it eases the phase changes a little bit, and then Sappers with the Rocket Boots, because without Rocket Boots they can't connect to the Dragon Towers. And the idea is that Plague Farmers are going to kill with Lich King. You're going to make 3 attacks with Plague Farmers overall, and on the first attack, well, first attack is just going to go its natural route. At the start, the way I like to do it, I like to send Plague Farm to the left, and I like to send Battlings through mid towards left as well, so then they will be able to catch up to Baron Revender before Baron Revender moves, so you will be able to kill Baron Revender with 2 sets of Battlings and 2 Plague Farmers, and then you will proceed to face the Lich King with those Plague Farmers. Plague Farmers are far enough that the Lich King won't be able to hurt them, and when you have 2, then they kill the skeletons fast enough. But after the first phase change, Lich King is going to gain Death Grip, so then he's just going to pull some Plague Farmers and kill them, so you have the Ritual of Rhyme Skeleton Party, which you can place in the top corners so that the Lich King is going to use Death Grip on one of the Skeleton Mages and not use Death Grip on one of the Plague Farmers. That's going to distract the Lich King. And then you have Cheat Death for the last time you go in, the 3rd time, so that you will cheat that, so that you will get through also phase 4. You have Sappers to take the towers. You want to use Sappers right at the start. So the primary thing I want to do here is I want to take the left tower. I want to take the left tower with Sappers immediately, send those Battlings and the Plague Farmer, so that I will catch Baron Revender before it moves away. And then I will be able to fight against Baron Revender, fight against the Lich King. I will also take the right tower, but that can wait a little bit, no hurry on that one. And then I have those parties and I have the batlings. They are able to kill gargoyles. With Fury, batlings are actually able to kill gargoyles. And then they're also going to be my Banshee fodder. So I like to use Rhyme Party. I like to use Rhyme Party in the middle where the Banshees spawn and all the other stuff spawns. If I have time, I will set up a Rhyme Party there so that the Rhyme Party will shoot at anything that's going to spawn. And when Banshees come, then Banshees cover off Rhyme Party members. But what you don't want to happen with this one is you don't want to have a lot of batlings and Rhyme Parties on the board at phase changes, because then all of those turn into skeletons. And then you just get run over by tons and tons and tons of skeletons. So you also need to be able to adjust a little bit. Sometimes you do need to place parties in other places as well, because sometimes you just need them to counter gargoyles. So like always in Frozen Throne, there's a lot of nuance into actually piloting this comp. And I found like the first things I had trouble with when I first saw this comp and tried this out was gargoyles and banshees. Because these responses that I have to gargoyles and banshees are not as effective as the pyromancer and the skeletons that I'm used to when I did this with Trakiset. But once I got the hang of it, learned how to use these tools to fight against them, I found that they were perfectly adequate. And actually they allowed me to not be so careful about when the banshees are going to arrive, and overall just very, very fine team. So let's take a look at killing Lich King at the Frozen Throne with pawfessor's Sylvanas strategy in action. So here we go, Mythic Frozen Throne with Sylvanas. So I'm sending Zappers to the left tower immediately. And then I wait a little bit because I want these minis to engage. Actually, it went fine. I want these minis to engage those footmen. So I want the Plague Farmer to go to the left. I can send other stuff to right. I was able to also get the Miner on the right. I was able to get Zappers on the right. And I want 2 Plague Farmers and I want 2 sets of Batlings on the left side. 2 sets so that when the footmen are going to spawn, I will be able to kill them a little bit more easily. And then just having enough batlings so that I can challenge that Baron Rivendare. And look at that Baron Rivendare, it's taking some hits and it's going down. It can still spawn footmen while it despawns, so that's a little bit awkward. Here I actually ended up in a position where I wanted to play Sylvanas. I usually don't play Sylvanas here, but that specific skeleton party made me play Sylvanas. And now I also want to play skeleton party because I didn't want my Sylvanas to get stolen. So yeah, a little bit of awkwardness. But if there's ever a place and time for awkwardness with this build, then it's this first phase change. Because I have found that I typically have a lot of excess gold even for the first phase change. It's the second time that's going to be much more difficult. So the first time, it's totally fine. I can be a little awkward. I can have a little bit of problems here. It will not matter because the comp just has a lot of code at this point. Okay, so I'm able to send Zappers to grab the towers again. And this time I have a little bit of code. 150 is when the next Banshees are going to spawn. I'm able to send a skeleton party that's going to be there waiting for the Banshees. Okay, so I lose some skeletons, but that's going to be totally fine. And now there's Baron Rivendare again, and I'm going to lose the Plague Farmer, am I not? Yeah, I did. That's unfortunate. And another skeleton party. I don't get these too often. Sometimes I do get them right at the main base, but that sort of skeleton party in the middle, that's not super common. Either way, we're getting some good work done here by the Plague Farmer. I'm hoping that it's going to be enough. Hopefully the Plague Farmer will live with the Bat Rider. It just barely lives. And now I want to send the Rhyme Skeletons because now Lich King has Death Grip. So I don't want Lich King to be grabbing my Plague Farmer, and it didn't. I have 2 Plague Farmers. Now I'm saving gold, save gold, save gold, save gold, save gold. Banshees are spawning. I can't do anything before the Frost Explosion. I sent some Dire Batlings so that the Banshees will grab those Dire Batlings. I'm a little bit wondering what am I going to do with the skeleton party. Now this is a bit of a mess. Yeah, that skeleton party didn't turn out too well. But be that as it may, I survived. And that's the important part. I'm still alive. I have gold. I have no immediate threats coming. This is looking good. This is looking good. I have some time to stabilize right here. Because it's actually even good that I get the last push going at the start of overtime or so. So far this actually looks really, really sweet. I have the Plague Farmer working on the tower. I have some skeleton party members. They are waiting for potential Banshees. Maybe not the best of places, but still. See, they grabbed the Banshees again. And now I can start to push. It's about time to start overtime. And I save a little bit of gold. I'm trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to play anywhere anyway? I played some skeleton party in the middle because some stuff can spawn from the middle and then the skeleton party can help kill them. And now I just want to really quickly play all sorts of stuff away from my hand so that I can get plague farmers and I can get batlings and I can attack that Rivendare. And now cheat death saving the plague farmers. Phew. But Rivendare escapes. So a bit of chaos. But anyway, here the bait, the Rime Skeleton bait. We have plague farmers. Okay, I have 3 plague farmers. Cheat death. Plague farmers will live. Yes. Okay, plague farmers. Go, 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 go. Poison, 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 poison. And boom. The Lich King goes down. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.